Okay, so can you guys see the camera showing the ingredients there?
No.
You can? Oh,
Yes, we can.
Oh,
oh,
okay,
you can.
sorry.
Okay, so you just go make sure that you
Oh,
click
yes.
on the main screen that shows the ingredients. That would be the main screen I'll be using, as opposed to my mug on the screen. All right, so let's go ahead and start. So this this dish. Well, first of all, thank you everyone for being here. This is the last installment, so there's not many people as I expected, and it's a beautiful day, sunny day outside. So I'm guessing everybody's busy. This dish is called maqluba, from the Arabic word qallaba, which means to turn. Just as to start, there is a beautiful prayer. The Prophet teaches us, Ya muqallib al-qulub, thabbit qalbi ala din, which uses the same word qallaba, which means, oh God, turn my hearts towards you, oh turner of the hearts, which is referring to God. O turner of the hearts, turn my hearts towards you. So the term maqluba comes from that same word, which means to turn. So the dish itself, maqluba, basically means an upside down, because you're turning it upside down. So it's a upside down dish. So at the end, I'm going to try to demonstrate how you would do that at the end. So it'll be an interesting gymnastics we're doing at the end of the session. So a quick rundown on the ingredients. I've got, what I did was I actually roasted the eggplant and the because that way it uses less oil. Okay. So now, if you want to, if you have Jane, did you roast it already, or you still? You did. Oh, excellent. We're good to go then. Okay. So I was going to show, if you haven't roasted it, what you could do is really just pan fry. I'm going to move my camera a little bit here. So you can pan fry it. Hopefully you can see the screen there. So pan frying, the problem with pan frying is that it actually is, it gets very greasy. So I usually don't do that to reduce the oil. But if you do want to pan fry, just put a little bit of oil, actually a bit more than this, and then basically just pan fry it, a few minutes on one side until it turns golden brown, and that's all that you do. Okay. So you do that for both the eggplant as well as the cauliflower. So I'm going to turn this off since we're not going to be using that. All right, so that's the first two ingredients. And we got oh, by the way, I'm using just half of the portions here on ingredients, because the ingredients is for 4 to 6 people, so there's only 2 of us here. So I'm actually using half of what you see on the list. So you've got onions cut into slices. Oh yeah, hang on, let me get my chicken. And then what I've done to the chicken basically is cut it into large pieces. You can cut it further into smaller if you want to, that's fine. It usually doesn't, because what's happening is that because we're gonna pressure cook it or cook it, leaving it large pieces tastes better, and it looks better when you turn it upside down. So that's why you leave it as large pieces rather than small pieces. Then you've got, I'm using just 1 cup of basmati rice, already soaked in water right there. And then here's the spice. It's called, if you're not familiar with it, it's called allspice. So you can get it actually at the stores. It's called allspice. So this is the combination. Now what I've done is I've combined the spices, because to me, I like it a little spicy. So you've got the allspice there. You've got, I actually add also a dash, about a teaspoon of turmeric. If you got your turmeric in there, you might want to add that. Okay. So I've got turmeric, a little bit of cardamom, a few cloves, and bay leaves. So I've actually added combined. Now, usually the Arabs, they use just allspice, but I, had adding those other spices does make it taste better. So you've got cardamom, cloves, just a few, 2 or 3, and then turmeric, and just add to that.
Oh.
If you have any questions, go ahead and ask anytime.
And how much spice? We're also doing half a recipe. So
okay,
how much?
So a teaspoon is good.
A teaspoon, okay.
Yep. Yeah, a teaspoon is good.
A teaspoon, and add turmeric to that. Okay.
So okay, so there's Nita. Look at that. Nita's joining us. All right, and what else we have here? We've got the spices, a bit of salt, black pepper. You know, basically the chicken is has been rubbed with salt and black pepper to taste. A cup. I'm using only 1 cup of rice, so 1 cup of broth, chicken broth.
Okay.
Okay, and then I didn't have pine nuts. I'm not using any pine nuts. That's for serving, so you don't need that. That's all you need, basically. So next thing you do is, I should have turned this on really earlier. So the next thing you do is you need to take the stove, prepare the stove. And I'm actually going to do that now because I'm not going to waste time. So I'm going to use the stove because you can do both. I've turned my Instapot now. I'm going to turn to my Instapot now. I just turned the saute on. And I forgot to turn it earlier. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my stove to start cooking because the same thing. Basically, you're sauteing anyway. So I'm going to do that here. So start sauteing, and what we're going to do is we're going to put the oil that we have. So there's the oil, and just just not too much, maybe a teaspoon or 2 teaspoons. Yeah, I'm just going to let it heat up a little bit. And then what we're going to do is we are actually going to sear the chicken. So I'm going to put my camera up so that you guys can see what's going on. Let me just put it up here. Give me a second. Oop. Okay. There we go. All right. There we go. It's working out. All right. And then you can just go ahead and do that. I'm a bit behind, but go ahead and sear the chicken in the oil that's in the saute. So that should be ready. I'm gonna sear some here, and the rest I'm gonna put in the stove because it's a lot faster. So you've got a pot. Just go ahead and saute the chicken. Let me show you what's going on here. Oop. Yep. Yeah, it's begun to fall over. Okay. You could probably see the pot behind the thing there. I'm just gonna sear it, and this is also searing at the same time.
Okay, never mind.
There we go. You have any questions? Go ahead and ask anytime. Yeah.
So we're kind of just searing it. We're not actually cooking it all the way through.
Say it again, Jane.
We're kind of just searing it. We're not actually cooking it all the way through.
Yes, correct. We're just searing it, correct. Yeah, we're just searing it. Yeah. So you want it to be golden when you sear it. So it looks like this one can be put inside already. Yeah. Okay, so if you're cooking lamb, what I recommend doing is that once this is done, once we put the spice in and everything, it's better to pressure cook it for about 5 minutes. Actually, no, 10 minutes. Lamb's probably about 10 minutes of pressure cooking. And then you have to take it out. But that's not what we're going to do today. So if you read the instructions says on the side, it says, pressure cook it after this. Well, we're not going to do that. All right. So we're going to sear it, let it sear. Sure everything's okay. Yes, Nita. Michael, Nita, how are you? She's not hearing. All right. So a few more minutes of searing.
Hi, Nick. Hi, Nani.
There we go. Hey, Nita. Is Doug with you?
No, Nick is someplace else. He's doing something. But I want to
Okay.
learn how to make this Maqlooba.
Oh, you want to learn how to make Maqlooba? Okay. Hopefully this will work out okay.
Okay, thanks.
Okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna push the chicken a bit to the side. Or you can take it out, I guess. Huh? Yeah, maybe better. Okay, what we're gonna do after you seared it, after you seared, another few minutes, we'll put the chicken, take the chicken out and put it in a plate to let it rest. Okay, I'm gonna put it out now. We're actually gonna, I'm just putting on the plate as you can see. We're gonna leave all the nice juices from the chicken in there. We're gonna use it. And then put the onions into the pot that has the oil and the juices. Let it cook until it's translucent. Until it's fragrant. I'm just scraping the bits from the chicken there, make sure it mixes the onions. Okay, let it cook for a bit. Yeah, that is good. All right, then we can put the onion back. Sorry, put the chicken back in. So continue to cook, but this time we're gonna put the spices together with the chicken. All right. Let's throw the spices in. Slowly mix it around so that it'll cook into the chicken nicely. So you want to mix the onions and the chicken so that the onion, flavor will also mix with the chicken flavor. Kind of mix it around a little bit. All right, once you've mixed, you can leave it for a few minutes until all the flavor soaks in. Okay. Sure, I didn't miss anything. Yeah. So this is where if you are using lamb, after you do this, then you would pressure cook it for, if it's lamb, pressure cook it for 10 minutes. But we're not going to do that. Oh yeah. If you pressure cook, then you have to put water if you pressure cook, but we're not doing that yet. So, all right. That's good. Should be smelling good by now.
It is.
All right. So after you feel that the spices is gone into the chicken nicely, we're actually going to take it out again because we have to layer the vegetables next. So we're going to take this out. Try to take out as much as you can so that the bottom is not crusty.
Do you take out the onion too?
Yep. Take out the onions as well. Yep.
Okay, very nice.
This needs a little bit of work. There we go. All right, now we can start layering. So you layer with the eggplant in first, because the eggplant has juices in it. So that will help, to layer it. And
And we're
then
still,
put the cauliflower on top. Now, some people use tomatoes. I don't know why, but some of the recipes I've seen people do, they do that traditionally they don't use tomatoes or potatoes. But some people, if you see online, that happens. Okay, then you put the chicken with the onions on top of that. So you're layering it nicely. Careful not to put it on the side so that it won't stick. There you go. There we go. All right. So now we can put the rice. So you can actually, if you're using you can cancel so that it won't burn while you're doing that. So you can cancel the pressure cooker for a minute while we prepare the rice. I'm just gonna toss the water from the rice. Right? And then we're gonna put the rice in there. So kind of put the rice so that it goes into the bottom or in the nooks and crannies at the bottom so that the rice will get to the water later. We're gonna add the broth. All right. Now there's not a lot of water because we only have 1 cup, so it does get a bit tricky. So after this, we're gonna have to move things around a little bit. And then we're gonna put the broth in there.
I'm gonna put a little bit more, 'cause we have brown rice. It's a little bit more.
Okay. And then add a little bit of salt. Maybe half a teaspoon, maybe. Plenty, I think, because we only have that many. So just a bit of salt. Right, now this is where you have to kind of find, try to put the rice where the broth is. So if there's any broth, try to, if you can, submerge the rice into the broth, because you don't want the rice to become, hard, because there's no water moisture going into it. So try to find it, maybe use a small spoon, probably easier.
Okay.
All right, so while that's going on, you can then turn, if you're using a pot, this works really well also with a pot. So you cannot turn it on, the pressure cook mode. So switch the pressure cook mode on. And then it says that 8 minutes. So set it to 8 minutes perfectly. Turn off the keep warm. Make sure it's actually on. And we're ready to go. So close it. And the waiting game starts. You open it? All right. Excuse me. And that's about it, actually. That's how simple this is. So, I mean, it's on here, so it goes back. There we go. Do you have any questions or?
You want me to? Are you done with these bay leaves then?
Good
So while we're
direction.
waiting for it to boil, and so what's going to happen is that it's going to start boiling. It's going to take 1 minute or two anyway, before the pressure actually goes up. That's okay, but 8 minutes is all that you need. The only thing is that after what I normally do is that I don't force it to cool, because if you're using Instapot, you can either press that thing on so that the steam escapes. We don't do that. So we're actually going to have to wait about 12-15 minutes from now on, because I'm gonna let it cool down by itself, so that the knob comes down, and then after that I'll be able to show. So we have about 10 minutes to kill here. So so maybe we'll just discuss current affairs or anything that comes to mind, or maybe tell us what's going on with your lives.
You're not gonna tell jokes, Nick?
Oh my goodness, I wish I could. I'm not very good comedian. Nita, tell us what's going on. Nita, you're muted. You have to turn off your mute. Yeah, there we go.
Okay, now. All right. No wonder why you couldn't hear me. Well, do you have a written recipe?
Yes, so if you go to the ICTP website,
Mhm.
The ingredients and the recipe is there. It's on the cook along section. So there's if you go to the website at the top, it says
Okay.
cook along. That's where you will tap or type, and then not tap, I mean click, and then it's right at the bottom, because this is the latest installment, so it's right at the bottom of the whole page. Just like we have, like, I don't know how many recipes we have now. We must have like you know let me show you. Maybe it's best for me to show you. That would probably be a good idea. I don't know if you can see it here, but I'm going to share my screen for Nita's benefit here for a minute. And then so and okay, do you see the screen, Nita,
Yeah.
with the mouse, right? You see the screen with the mouse, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So you see that as ICTP cook along right there.
Yep.
Okay, so you click on that,
Mhm.
and the page actually that's the page where the recipes are.
Mhm.
So the videos, I haven't uploaded Jane's video yet. It's the last one. It's been a busy week, a few weeks. So I'll be uploading Jane's video next. She did wonderful chicken enchilada last time.
Wow.
Yeah, that's Jane's recipe. The last month,
Mm.
and before that was Sister Arisha's alukhima,
Oh,
ground beef and curry.
wow. How long have you been doing this, Nick?
Oh, we've been doing this since what? Huh? Let me see. When was the last one? The first one was all the way up here. Before Ramadan last year. Yeah, I think so. The first one was
Really?
biryani chicken by the Chaudhry family. That's February 27th. So it's over a year now.
Oh my.
Oh,
I'm missing it
Yeah,
all.
yeah. So that's what we've been doing. Yeah.
Are you
And
continuing through Ramadan doing this or
no. This is
no
the last
cooking?
installment for this season.
I
So we obviously we can't do anything because our break fast happens at 7:45, I think now.
Mhm.
So we break fast 7:45. So we'll most of us it'll be a private affair for all of us. So we won't
Yeah.
be continuing this over Ramadan. Um,
I see.
but the Ramadan, just so people know, we are inviting everybody every Saturday in Ramadan. So Bob and Jane, please do make it if you can. So every Saturday in Ramadan, except for the first Saturday, which is the first day, I don't think we have anybody sponsoring. But every weekend there'll be a family sponsoring a meal for breaking fast.
mm,
So the second week of Ramadan, which is April 9th, Sister Arsha's family will be sponsoring. And then the third week will be my family will be sponsoring. And I'm sure the following week there'll be somebody. So Saturday, if you, especially on April 9th, what's happened also on April 9th is that we've invited other churches as well. We've kind of, it's a formal taking heart. It's called a taking heart event that opens up the invitation to break fast with us on that day. So Saturday, April 9th is a special day where you'll find others as well joining to break fast. So set that date. I'll send out an announcement to everyone to join. I don't know how many will come. I mean, Sister Aisha, she needs to know how many, obviously, because she's the one that's cooking. But I'm guessing probably around between 20 to 30 people will be there joining us for breakfast. So that's the
And
plan.
what
So
time are
April
we
9th.
gathering, Nick?
Say it again.
What time is the gathering
So
start?
people are expected to arrive 20 minutes before, something like that. So it'll be about 7:40. Yeah, between 7:30 and 7:40. And by that time, breakfast will be 7:54, I think 7:55 or something like that. So it'd be nice to gather just before, and then we break fast with a bit of dates, and we do our prayers, and then we actually eat the heavier meal after that. So please, Bob, it would be nice to see you join us on that day. All right. So anybody else have any questions or anything specifically maybe about the? So if you can see hopefully this will see the meal look like this with the layering. That's
Oh,
what's supposed to happen. So the
wow.
vegetables, in the top layer, and then the meat in the middle. But because we're cooking so little, I'm sure it would not look like this exactly. But I mean, good enough. As long as we can, see something decent, there, will be fine. Let's see. I remember when I was I was in the UK. We were back in the 80s, early 80s. I was a student there, and we had, of course, lots of Middle Eastern friends who were in the UK, and they would serve this dish. Every time we come to the house, they would serve this dish, and I remember this wonderful family. His name is Nimr. His name is Nimr. Nimr means tiger. So he would, serve a plate that's like, oh my god, I think it's like uh, a round plate that's like 2 feet across, right? It's that diameter, 2 feet across, full of rice, and chicken would be on top of that. The makruba, the chicken would be on top of that.
Yeah.
It's wonderful dish. And then when I was in Texas, again they would serve this, special the makruba dish on occasions, special occasions, stuff like that. So it's always a nice dish to cook.
So Nick, you
Yeah.
recommend chicken with bone.
Yes, definitely
How
chicken with
about
bone.
chicken?
Don't cook uh what do you call it?
No
Boneless
fillet,
chicken.
chicken
Yeah,
fillet.
because it'll dry out. Yeah.
I see.
So the point of the with bone is the bone keeps the moisture of the chicken in the cooking and adds flavor, of course. So don't cook with boneless chicken. It will not work. Will not
I
work.
see.
Yeah.
And are you putting pine nuts?
That's for serving.
Oh, for serving. Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, yeah. So if you have pine nuts, expensive nuts, but
Yeah.
if you have that, you serve that. Or if you don't have pine nuts, you can also serve with sliced almonds. It goes well
Almond.
also with sliced. In fact, that's probably what I'm going to do today. Uh, Cut up some sliced almonds that we have here, toast it a little bit, and what's the right almond? Cut it up. Okay, we got about 4 minutes left on pressure cooking. So I'm gonna cut up some almonds while I'm waiting. Any other questions or what's earth-shattering happened with you guys this past few weeks?
Nothing earth shattering that I can think of.
No, our granddaughter visited.
No, was earth-shattering?
All right.
Jane said our granddaughter visiting for a week was earth shattering.
Oh, wait. Uh, Jane's granddaughter is visiting with you?
She
Right now?
was, she's not this week, a couple weeks ago, she stayed for a
Oh,
week.
that's nice. Yeah, we'll be driving tomorrow for our youngest birthday. Not young anymore, he's turned 20. So youngest will be. Remember Hamza, Anita? So Hamza is turning 20. Actually turned 20 today. So
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say, brother Nick, because I wished him on Instagram happy birthday.
you did.
Because I think Sana came before she went to UMD. She goes like, today's Hamza's birthday. I was like, yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, he's well, old man already, 20 years old. Oh my goodness.
Hmm.
Okay. So looks like oh my god. Oh, sorry about that. Yeah, hold that. I didn't turn it off. There we go. Sorry about that. I didn't lock the legs.
So what he's saying is,
Okay, I'm gonna stop sharing.
when this reaches zero,
Put
you
this
just put it
corrected.
natural release, so don't let the steam out. Just let it go until the little thing goes down,
Goes down.
the little button.
Is it up?
So you know it's ready.
Mhm. Looks like it's already done.
Okay. I'll be frank with we might have to check the chicken to make sure it's cooked because I should be checking, how long to pressure cook chicken, but I'm guessing it should be okay with about 10 minutes of pressure cooking. But I'm not sure because the recipe that I used 8 minutes it was with lamb in it. And the lamb was already cooked, already pressure cooked.
Okay.
So okay, so it just ended. So when we open it up in a few minutes, we want to make sure that there's no blood coming out. Would tell us that it's not cooked. Obviously, that we need to probably pressure cook it some more. So
Okay.
caveat emptor right there. So there's just a precaution.
Okay.
We don't want
We've
anybody
got a-
dying from the cook long, getting
have
food
a
poisoning from the cook long program.
We have a thermometer too, so we can.
Oh, good,
check.
good. You know what? That's a good idea. I'm gonna take out my thermometer as well. So what's the cook temperature for chicken now?
165.
165.
Okay, so let's do that. Let's all do that and make sure it is cooked. Now, so it's already done on my side. So we're gonna wait for about 3 minutes maybe. Usually it's about 7 minutes, but I'm gonna rush it because I don't want everybody waiting here. So I'm gonna, in the normal circumstances, and you might want to do that, and I'll show you after about 3-5 minutes how to turn it upside down. But in your case, just leave it in your cooker, pressure cooker, to cool down naturally.
Okay.
To cool down naturally. So I think it'll be better that way. And then I can just, then you can just, open it up when it's ready. I want to open it up sooner so that I can show you the the process of turning it over.
I don't want him to run it for. I don't know.
Moments.
Tell them that.
All right, that should be enough moments. Yeah.
It's not counting. Counting.
All right, let's give it another 2 minutes.
Oh, did you turn it off?
You should have watched that thing you said.
Nick, if you open it early though, if your chicken's not done, then how will you be able to cook your chicken again or?
Just put it back into the pressure cooker and because if the chicken is not done, that's a good question. There's no moisture anymore to cook it really. We'll have to take a look. If it's in my case, I just put it in a pot.
Okay.
And in a what do you call it, a Dutch oven, and put it in the oven. So that
Okay.
would be the way to do it, I think. If it's not cooked, then put it in a Dutch oven, put it in an oven, 350 for 10 minutes, and then it should be okay, I think. Yeah.
Okay.
Huh? Yeah.
So we wait.
All right. Okay, so I'm gonna open it up. So this is being a little bit hasty, but it's okay.
Slowly, Stephen.
So you guys just keep it on if you
Okay.
have it in the pressure cooker.
Okay.
It's smart to use the tool to.
Yeah, I do.
Still a lot of steam in there. So pressure. So it's still cooking.
Smells like Maqlooba, so that's a good sign.
Usually it's on, it counts up, so I don't know. It should be on.
I didn't touch you. Maybe we'll keep on this part of it.
Oh, that could be.
Yeah, we didn't touch it.
Oh, yeah, that's probably why.
All right. There we go.
It's still steaming.
usually if you open up a little early, there's going to be a lot more moisture. There's still going to be moisture in it. Okay. There it is. Okay, let's check the temperature. I have 195.
Ooh,
You're good.
I'm good. And it's nice and juicy. So the reason why you don't want to overcook it, because the point about Maqlooba is that the problem, of course, I have right now is the rice is not properly cooked because I didn't wait. Okay, but that's okay. I'm gonna cook it again. So the rice is not fully cooked. If you let it, naturally cool down another 10 minutes or so, then it would have the rice would be perfectly cooked. Okay, so don't do that. Don't rush it. Let it open by itself. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you how to turn it around. So what I normally do and is to find a large
You have really large.
container to cool down the metal. So I'm gonna. Can you turn on me? Can you turn the camera around? You can see, so we can see what's going on here. I'm gonna unpin this one so you can see what's going on. Hang on a minute. Let me fix my move pin. Okay, there we go. Okay, so so turn around the camera so they can see. So basically, what I'm gonna do. There it goes. Just showing here. So you're gonna put cold water, really cold water, ice. If you can add some ice to it, that's great. So
Use the whole thing.
cold water. We're gonna cool down the metal so that I can really hang on to it. It's basically what you need to do. So this is normally how I do it. You can do it any way you think will work for you, but this is how I did it, and it's worked out in the past. So keep on doing it until somebody tells me otherwise. Okay, so hold it with some mittens and let it cool down a little bit. Oh, there we go. Okay, so if you're afraid, where's the if you're afraid that it might be sticky at the bottom, usually it shouldn't be because there's moisture in it. But if you want to make sure, you can just move things around at the bottom there a little bit, just like that. So basically what I'm doing, I'm just wedging my spatula in and just moving things on the side so that the sides won't stick. It's the sides that usually sticks. Okay. All right.
Do we have a big bowl?
Let's see if I can hold it here.
use it for the grapes.
Yeah, that's not bad. It's cooled down already.
So we
All right.
can use it.
So then I take it's safer to take like a large baking pan like this. Okay. And here's how you do it. So let me put this thing aside. Trying to get things in the camera here. Okay, so let's move this out since it's already cool. All right. Turn it on a bit. There we go. It's going. There we go. Okay. All right. So put it like that. Okay. And then use. Oh yeah. I need a piece of cloth. Hang on a minute. Sorry. What is it? Oh yeah. Actually, I should take this out from the water. So take it out from the water. From the cool water. Okay. And have a piece of cloth to hold the bottom. Okay, like that. Okay, and then slide it down and take the bottom like so. Okay, and then here we go. 1, 2, yeah. All right, give it a knock. Now, if you have more rice, this should look like the picture, but we don't have that much rice, so it probably won't look like the picture as well, but you know, good enough, I guess. Okay, so it's good enough. So I can just and have a spatula ready just in case. And there we go.
Beautiful.
Worked out.
Beautiful.
There we go. And usually the bottom, you know, sometimes the vegetable does stick, so you just put that there. So if it worked better, if we have more rice, then it will probably be a taller tower. There we go. Okay. And that's your upside down rice. Put some almonds in there.
That's where the almonds go.
Maybe put some fresh greens, parsley. We don't have parsley, do we? We don't have parsley. So if you have parsley, you would put pine nuts and parsley. These are the two Arab herbs that people use. They use to kind of garnish the plate with. And there it is.
Very nice.
Okay. It wasn't too bad. So yeah, so my rice is, like I said, my rice is not fully cooked. So I'm gonna have to put it in. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cover this with aluminum foil and put it in the oven for 10 minutes, so that the rice will actually fully cooked. Right now it's not fully because I didn't wait for it to you know, to naturally cool down. All right. Well, thank you everyone. Appreciate you attending the session. And once I get this recorded, I mean the recording is. Oh, by the way, before I forget, when you're eating, normally what people do with this, a lot of this stuff is, remember we were taking the chicken out. Normally we'll pick the spices out as well. You know, the cloves and the cardamom out, because otherwise people will be biting into it. It's probably not very pleasant experience. So you normally, you know, pick that out before you actually serve. But that's okay. We eat spices all the time. But all right.
Thank you,
That's
Nick.
all we got.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
very much.
Yes.
Wonderful afternoon for me here.
There we go. Off dinner for tonight.
All right.
All right. Take
Thank
care,
you.
guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, Brother Nick. I'm going to try it this on the 9th, inshallah.
Oh, you're gonna do this on the night. Oh, wow.
Because I always made it with cinnamon, not allspice.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Allspice is better, yeah. And if you
Okay.
if you add other spices, it makes it even tastier.
Yeah. I'll do that, inshallah, on the 9th.
All right. Sounds good.
Okay.
Okay.
You too.
Assalamualaikum, everyone.
Wa alaikum salam.